Hello and welcome to another one of my videos, and in today's video it's going to be more of an educational one. I say today, I put a video out earlier, but I was feeling really inspired to put something out now as well, so it's just been on my mind for the past few days. I've had a lot of people contact me about this topic, so I thought I would make a video about it. Now the topic I'm going to talk about is how to value gold coins. You can kind of relate it to silver as well. There's a lot of the same mechanisms for valuing gold and silver. It is complex. It can be simplified. Some people just see it as buy low, sell high, but I think there's an array of tools and techniques you can use when buying and selling. So let's kind of get into it. So the first type of coin I want to talk about is your traditional bullion coins. So let's take, for example, the ducat. Notice I said ducat and not ducat. I know someone pulled me up on that, potato and all that, but fair enough. I should know better, to be fair. Now with coins like the ducat or the Latin monetary union coins, these are just bullion coins. All I need to know for this is what is the going rate for gold. So the going rate will move from time to time. It will stay within certain bounds, but it tends to be between 3 to 5%. You know, sometimes it can be more. It all depends if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. If it's a seller's market, you're going to get a bit more when selling, and vice versa, when you're going to get a bit less when buying. If it's a buyer's market, you're going to have to come down on the premium. Now, these types of coins tend to go pretty fast. The lower you discount it towards spot, the easier it will move. Now you could argue that these are bullion coins. These have a slightly different price function in the sense that small gold tends to have a higher premium. All I do is I benchmark small gold against my peers. So concerning the pesos, I look at places like Shards, Bullion by Post. They're selling for like 120 for the 2.5s. I price in at 100. You know, I can make the money I want to make on it, and I'm still coming in under my peer group, which it works for me. I think it works for the people who buy from me as well. Like I had a gentleman once who said, "Oh, you're really cheap compared to these guys," and I said, "Yeah, well, I don't need to be greedy. You know, I'd rather get the coins in, get the coins out." Now, the second type of coin I want to talk about is this. So coins that are bullion but are not typically seen in the market. Now these do come up occasionally. This is the £1 coin. It's modelled upon the half sovereign. The £2 is modelled upon the sovereign. Same weight and dimensions. So all I do is I'll rationalise it in my head. Well, the half sovereign goes for this. I can either try and get a small premium on top of the half sovereign and just say, oh, it's slightly different. It can go in your collection if I was aiming at a collector. Or I can go the other end of the spectrum and say, it's kind of like a half sovereign, but you know, I just want to get off the books, you know, and you'll slightly discount it. I actually offered this to a gentleman for the same price as a half sovereign. I think he wanted it, but he didn't have the funds for both, and he naturally opted for the sovereign. Now, for the third type of coin, actually, no, I'll slightly talk about that a bit more. Actually, there's a lot of coins that are slightly similar. It's a shame. I've sent some off. Like I've got a couple here actually. So these are power levies, and these are. I actually thought they were the same characteristics as the sovereign. They're not. So they're 0.9, but they're essentially the same weight as the gold sovereign. So I got part of it right. The sovereign is 22 carat and not 0.9. Now with these, they are bullion, but they're not as common. So what I will do is I will price accordingly, and I will charge over what I charge a sovereign in most cases. Obviously, if it's got a nice luster or if it looks crisp, it looks nice, I'll aim for a bit more. If it's a bit beat up like this one, it's got a bit of a ring ding, I'll be like, you know, I'll come slightly cheaper. Now the third type of coin, or the third type I like to address, is coins that were proof coins in another life. You can see here it's either proof like, or it looks a bit like a proof coin. What I tend to do with this is I will priced slightly higher than its peer. I won't price it as a proof, obviously, you're never going to get proof for this, but you can say it's slightly nicer than a bullion coin. It is. It's not a proof coin. It's nowhere near a proof coin, but it's not a bullion coin either. I sold a couple of sovereigns the other day to a gentleman. They were proof coins with box inserts, but they weren't proof coins. They had a proof finish, they were proof struck, but there were issues with the coins, and I just said to him, I think I charged him £10 over on each, on the price of a normal sovereign, and he was more than happy. He's like, it's worth paying the extra 10 just for the box insert alone, you know. It's worth it in my eyes. People will rationalize that, and they will pay slightly more to have something that is like that. You then got your semi-numi coins. I'm not sure if I got any in. I've just sent some off. Your semi-numi coins are kind of, I like to price. I think there's more money in your semi-numi type of gold. This could be, for example, your 10th lunars. Actually, I've got a perfect example here. Sovereign shields. I knew I put them there for a reason. You know, these are not great shields. You know, they're good for date fillers. You know, I was kind of disappointed with the batch I got in. I bought 10 in, I sold 3 straight away. I didn't even advertise these. I've been holding gold for a reason. I'll get to that at the end of the video. But I got these in as a semi-numi play because I genuinely make more money on the semi-numi, because I can exploit the price differential between the going rate and what I can buy at. I'll probably pay £20 more than a sov for one of these, and I'll try and make £30 to £40, you know. If I can get it, great. Can't always get it. Sometimes it goes down to £20, but I do make more on the specialty coins. All you have to do is you have to buy from someone who doesn't value it as much as they should, or they're selling in a different market and the market doesn't want these types of coins. You know, there are places in the world that don't value this that highly. There's still a premium. Wherever I go, there's a premium, but some places the premium is not as high. Now, the way that I would work with a semi-numi coin is I would look at the base mark, or the benchmark, sorry. I'll look at the mintages, and then I'll try and work out a rough condition. I'm not an expert on grading, you know, but I try and give a fair summary of what I think it is. And then I'll look at what the market has to offer. You know, there's huge differentials in semi-numi coins like this. You don't have to be correct on the way you value it. You just have to price it fairly. And if you price it fairly, you have to go into the marketplace and you have to realize that as long as you find someone else who thinks you've priced it fairly, you're onto a winner. That doesn't mean you try and rinse them and you take the biscuit. That's bad for business, you know, but you've just got to come up with a price that is in the price spectrum, that isn't at the top end and it isn't at the bottom end, and in that way you can exploit the prices between buying and selling. It's harder to work out value on these types of coins than, for example, your bullion coins or your proof coins that are no longer bullion, because there's more, they're more complex to work out the value. So the last type of coins are more your numismatic plays. I don't really have anything in, like, I guess these are proof coins. Are these numismatic plays? Yes, I'd say so. They may be modern, but I don't think they're not numismatic plays on that. I also had a 2017 sovereign. I just sent it off. I like these types of coins. You can pick them. You can pick some of them up relatively easy. Just deal with people who deal with lots of coins. You know, they won't know everything. They will get coins in, they'll turn them over, and they'll move them on. You know, it's not a problem for them. So you can cherry pick your coins like this. They may charge a small premium, but it's all about finding the right buyer. Now, what I would do for these is I would either, in this case, I sent 2 of them off for grading, but I'd either find a collector, or I would try and add as much value as possible. That way you can unlock the value and push for a higher value. You only have to look on the different marketplaces. So, for example, if you can't find a coin, go on your eBay or go on your auction sites and try to piece together a price that is valid. And again, you don't have to be right in your valuation. You just have to find someone who agrees with what you value it at. So, for example, if I valued this at let's say I valued this at £200. Someone could turn around and say to me, oh, I've seen it go for £200. That's a fair valuation. However, it went for £200 with a box and a cert. Now, I paid 156 for this. I slightly paid over, but I paid over on the basis that I thought there'd be better proofs in there, which there were, and I was proved correct. Now, what I can do is work backwards. So I say, I can rationalise it. Okay, it doesn't have a box and a cert. Well, if you're going to find a box and a certificate, it might cost you maybe £10, £15. But you've instantly lost a few buyers because they will want the real deal. So you then think, is there value in getting it graded? For me, I paid 156. It would have cost maybe £30 to get it graded. I'm then on 186 without it being a special design. I didn't think that was feasible because there's no box or cert. So then you try and rationalize other things. Okay, I can't grade it. There's no box, there's no cert. Okay, what a Bullion 10th gold Britannia's going for? And you can say, well, it's going for maybe 165. Okay, is it proof-ish? No, if it was proof-ish, I'll add £10 on it, 175. Is it a good proof? Yes, in this case it is. So your pricing should be anywhere between, say, 175 and 190. You've got a window of value that you can exploit, which is feasible in the minds of most people. I'm not saying people will buy this. I actually listed these. I listed them quite late, and I only put them on one group. But I'm pretty sure, I think I put them at 175 plus post. Do I think they're worth slightly more? Yes, I do. But I'm trying to appeal to someone who would take both off my hands, and it's a £20 coin for me. For not really a lot of work, I haven't done anything to it. So I hope you have learned something from this. I hope it kind of gives you an insight into how to value certain types of things. Just to quickly run over again what I've spoken about. So we talked about bullion coins, such as your ducats, your sovereigns. I don't have any sovereigns in, I'm really sorry. Your half sovereigns, your pesos. We talked about coins that are bullion, but they're not as common, such as some of the Latin monetary union coins, such as the Tunisian one I had, the French angel. I've got a couple. The Belgian 20 francs. They're not as common. We talked about coins that were proof in another life. So again, it was a proof in another life. You can potentially squeeze more money out of it. You just have to be in the realms of possibility within the price spectrum. Semi-Numi coins, such as your shields. Your Numi coins, such as this. I hope this video has been of help to you guys. If it has, then please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.